After months of swirling rumors, fiery debates, and trade machines running wild across social media, the Golden State Warriors have made a decision that could define not just this offseason, but the future of the franchise. Jonathan Kuminga is staying. But before you breathe a sigh of relief, or scream into the void, this situation is far from over. Because behind the scenes, things are moving, deals are still being floated, and the Warriors front office might be playing a longer, smarter, colder game than anyone expected. So, if you're a die-hard Dubs fan or just someone obsessed with NBA chess moves, you need to stick around, because what we're about to unpack goes far beyond the surface. From rejected extension offers to stealth signings, from negotiation bluffs to looming deadlines, this story is layered, emotional, and potentially explosive. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a breakdown of the biggest stories shaping your favorite team. Now let's get into why this offseason may have just shifted the Warriors' entire direction, and how Jonathan Kuminga might still be the wild card they play, or the star they lose. Just when it looked like the Warriors were ready to move on, just when fans had mentally prepared to see Kuminga in another jersey, possibly purple in Sacramento, orange in Phoenix, or even up north in Toronto, a twist of fate and philosophy hit the brakes. The rumors didn't lie. The tension was real. And make no mistake, the Warriors front office seriously considered dealing Kuminga. His name circulated in boardrooms, trade packages were explored, and multiple teams lined up with offers. But one by one, the deals fell short. And that's when something changed. Mike Dunleavy Jr., now the architect of this post-dynasty era, made a choice. He moved away from urgency, toward patience. Gone was the frantic energy of win now or bust. In its place, calculated restraint. It became clear that trading Kuminga, for anything less than a transformative return, wasn't worth the cost. Not now. Not when his ceiling still scrapes all-star level, not when his best basketball is still ahead of him, and certainly not when the offers on the table felt more like band-aids than solutions. But here's the twist, the Warriors didn't just say no to other teams. They also said no to Kuminga himself. According to sources close to the situation, Kuminga's camp offered a reasonable and team-conscious extension, 3 years, $82 million. The kind of deal that keeps Golden State under the brutal constraints of the second tax apron. The kind of deal that says, let's grow together. The Warriors rejected it. Instead, they countered with something colder, a less favorable deal with a team option, a move that left Kuminga's camp stunned and frustrated. Now, he stands at a crossroads. He could accept the $7.9 million qualifying offer, play for a year, bet on himself, and walk into unrestricted free agency in 2026. But it's a dangerous gamble. One injury, one rotation change, one cold stretch, and everything could collapse. His value. His minutes. His role. And yet, maybe this is the plan. Because some analysts believe what we're seeing isn't a firm commitment to Kuminga. It's a strategic bluff. A negotiation tactic designed to maintain leverage. To keep his cap slot flexible. To hold on to a potential trade chip, not for Malik Monk or another undersized scorer, but for a star. A real star. Maybe even one with the name Giannis. That's why the Warriors didn't panic. That's why they didn't cave to the Sacramento Kings, who've been relentlessly pursuing Kuminga behind the scenes. The Kings want him badly. But they won't include Keegan Murray. They're offering spare parts, maybe Malik Monk, maybe filler picks, but nothing that tips the scale. And the Warriors, for all their internal debate, are finally holding the line. Because Malik Monk doesn't fix what Golden State needs. The Warriors are starving for size, for switchable defense, for frontcourt dominance. Monk brings scoring, yes. Flash, yes. But he doesn't solve the paint problems, the rebounding gaps, or the defensive lapses that haunted the Warriors all last season. Still, there's risk here. Drag this out too long, and you alienate Kuminga. You damage the trust. The locker room could feel it. A young core, already shaken by years of mixed signals and changing expectations, could lose faith in the franchise's ability to develop and believe in their own. And here's the pressure point, October 1st. That's the deadline for Kuminga to accept the qualifying offer. After that, the tone of the negotiation changes. The Warriors are running out of time, not to trade him, necessarily, but to define their relationship with him. Because once a player chooses the qualifying offer, the writing is on the wall. He's gone. And Golden State, no matter what they say publicly, knows this. So what do? Well, they do something subtle. Something that flew under the radar. They sign Payton. It's not a blockbuster. Not a move that crashes NBA Twitter. But it's a signal. A cultural reset. A strategic nod toward balance, toughness, and basketball IQ. Payton, a veteran guard known for his defense and playmaking, brings grit to a backcourt that desperately needs more than just shooting. He's not a scorer. He's not flashy. But he's solid. A glue guy. And that's exactly the kind of identity the Warriors seem to be pivoting toward. This isn't about chasing stars anymore. It's about finding guys who fit. Guys who accept roles. Guys who elevate others. Because if Golden State is going to survive in this brutal Western Conference, loaded with youth, athleticism, and rising contenders, they need more than highlight reels. They need substance. They need chemistry. They need players who defend, pass, cut, and sacrifice. Payton represents that shift. He's the beginning of a new layer in the Warriors' strategy: role players over splash, balance over brilliance, culture over chaos. And maybe, just maybe, keeping Kuminga is part of that new strategy too. Maybe they're done selling low. Maybe they're done with panic trades. Maybe this front office has learned that you don't build dynasties overnight, and you don't rebuild them by giving up on potential for pennies on the dollar. But let's be real, everything could still change by February. The trade deadline looms large. And if the Warriors are underperforming, if Kuminga's numbers spike, if another team gets desperate, they could still pull the trigger. Especially if someone like Giannis Antetokounmpo becomes available. That's the wild card. That's the move that could change the NBA all over again. Until then, the Warriors wait. Kuminga waits. And fans watch, holding their breath. This story isn't over. It's just paused. The next chapter. That'll be written in preseason camps, in contract talks, in locker room chemistry, and maybe, just maybe, at the trade deadline buzzer. But for now, Jonathan Kuminga remains a Warrior. And that means the dream is still alive. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and comment below, should the Warriors have traded Kuminga? Or was keeping him the smartest move of the offseason? We'll be watching. And here's the key takeaway from the channel: delve into financial education to enhance your quality of life. Within the financial market, explore bonds and shares, particularly focusing on real estate investment trusts, which offer the potential for passive income. Engage with this responsibly and consider reputable investment brokerages worldwide.